So that's why it's called the silent killer. So as I wrote so many years ago, folks, I was contributing to a community paper, and I decided that I'll do a couple of health articles. And this one that I wanted to write about was something that I had experience about, because I too have high blood pressure, so I can understand what high blood pressure is. So as I wrote in the article here, I'll show you. See, that's Margaret. I don't know if you can see it. It doesn't show too well here. What's Margaret, the silent killer? Talks about high blood pressure. Yes. So the article stated it is only to create an awareness. It's only to create an awareness, folks. It's not a rule that you have to follow what I wrote here. I was just sharing my thoughts and my experience of high blood pressure. So the article stated that high blood pressure, also known as hypertension, has affected many people. Yes, regardless of age or race or standing, it is one of the leading causes of heart attack and stroke. High blood pressure is not a disease in itself, but it is a symptom which is related to kidney and heart disease. About 10% of adults 10% of the adult population, or 2 million people in Canada, are known to have high blood pressure. Yes, folks, it's a common thing among all races. So, about 2 million people in Canada are known to have high blood pressure. But this condition seems more common in the middle age or obese people. Many people may not even be aware that they have high blood pressure until it is extremely advanced and a lot of damage has been done. That's what I wrote. Blood pressure is the result of two forces. One is created by the heart as it pushes blood into the arteries and through the circulatory system. The other is the force of the arteries as they resist the blood flow. High blood pressure. Doctors generally agree that in adults, high blood pressure or hypertension is usually readings that are consistently above 140/90. The highest pressure which the heart produces as it pumps blood into the arteries is called the systolic pressure. The low reading, the diastolic, it is measure of the pressure that remaining in the arteries just before the next heartbeat takes place. So that's explain how the arteries and the heart operates with high blood pressure. So the causes of high blood pressure. By understanding what causes high blood pressure, we can attempt to improve the odds of preventing it instead of just treating it. We already know that as we grow older, the body changes, whether or not we are willing to change with it. It's another story. However, blood pressure also increases as we get older. If possible, we should start slowing down the pace rather than speeding it up. The hectic pace plus the age factor will only increase the risk of high blood pressure. Heavy smokers, heavy drinkers, and heavy salt users are more likely to develop high blood pressure. Yes, folks, so that tells you the people who are likely to develop high blood pressure are the high smokers, high salt users, and so on. Because alcohol also increases the blood pressure, because when the alcohol gets into the blood, it pumps up the pressure, you know. So people that drinks a lot, you'll find that your blood pressure will increase, especially that strong white rum. It's so strong that it will push the pressure up. Doctors always ask when you go to doctor, do you drink alcohol? If you're a high blood pressure patient, the first thing they usually ask if you drink or if you smoke, because they realize that those two things help to increase the blood pressure. So I said, as my statement here says, heavy drinkers and heavy salt users are more likely to develop high blood pressure. People such as myself who have high blood pressure, sufferers on both sides of the original family, are even at higher risk of having high blood pressure. And it will probably have nothing to do with family, because each individual has a choice of their own. Not because your whole family have high blood pressure. That doesn't mean you have to have it. You can monitor your salt and cut down on baked stuff with baking soda and all of those things. A lot of baked goods, high in sodium, it raises your blood pressure. I remember I used to buy hard dough bread. And any time I eat those couple of slices of hard dough bread, I could feel my head. I could feel my head pumping, pumping, pumping. Because those hard dough bread, they put a lot of baking powder and baking soda in them. So if you're sensitive to the sodium, when you eat a couple of slices of hard dough bread, if you're sensitive like myself, you'll feel your head. And if you're paying attention, you'll know that, my pressure has gone up from eating a couple of slices of hard dough bread. Some people pay attention to their bodies and some do not. They don't feel nothing different up here after eating high sodium foods. You'll just keep going and not paying attention that, something is not feeling right. My blood pressure must gone up. And I usually keep a blood pressure monitor at home. And so every morning that I wake up, first thing I take my blood pressure twice. I take it in AM and I take it again in the PM, so I could monitor my blood pressure and see if it's going up or if it's staying down. Because a lot of the food we eat, folks, it will increase our blood pressure if we take in a high amount of sodium. Yeah, it will do that. So as I was reading here, people such as myself who have high blood pressure, sufferers on both sides of the original family, or even at higher risk. That means if both families on both side, your mother has high blood pressure, your father's side has high blood pressure, then you most likely will be also a high blood pressure victim. Like I said here in the article, I don't drink or I don't smoke, yet I suffer from this condition, which is a high blood pressure. I did work in a healthcare facility for many years, which was highly stressful. So folks, that will also increase your blood pressure when you work in stressful conditions. Place that has heat, it's not cool, it's hot all the time, and you keep running and running and running and stressed out yourself, that will increase your blood pressure. Yeah, so as I said here, I did work in a healthcare facility for many years, which was highly stressful. That was a real risk for high blood pressure. High blood pressure is a silent and deadly killer, especially if you don't obey your doctor's instructions. Yes, folks. Some people ignore their doctor's instructions. The doctor would say, cut down on your drinking, cut down on your smoking, and they carry on just the same until they get a stroke. Yes, they won't stop until something happens. So as I said here, they don't obey their doctor's instructions. Whatever you do, use good judgment, folks. Relax a little and reduce the stress level. Reduce your stress level. You cannot control blood pressure by controlling you can control high blood pressure by controlling your life. As my pastor always said, God is still in control. If you will only trust Him, He has the answers. He has the time. So that's my article that I wrote concerning high blood pressure. And I did write another one, part 2. I did write part 2. But another time, folks, I will bring you part 2 to share with you about high blood pressure, part 2. So this is from my article that I wrote many years ago about high blood pressure, otherwise known as hypertension. So I hope this is of some value to you folks, that you can be aware of high blood pressure, what not to eat, and what you can cut down on. As the article stated, heavy drinkers, heavy smokers, and heavy salt users. So those are the bad signs that will increase your high blood pressure level. So high blood pressure, folks, is not something to play around with. As the statement says here in my article, it's a silent killer. It just comes on slowly. When you're not paying any attention, you can end up getting a stroke from a very high blood pressure. Yes, folks, it's a deadly thing. It's silent. It doesn't ring a bell. It doesn't tell you that it's coming. You have to be watching out, monitor your blood pressure, have a little monitor machine at home that you can take it and see how high it is. And you can do something quickly to reduce it. You can either take your medication or you can take a drink that will help reduce their blood pressure. Yes, there's some herbal tea that you can use, and it will reduce your blood pressure if you don't already have on medication. Yeah. So, but you got to stick to your medication, folks. Some people get their medication and they refuse to take it. They toss it down and don't take it. But folks, you cannot do that. If you're on blood pressure medication, you have to take your blood pressure medication. You cannot cut yourself off of it. You cannot take yourself off of it because it's dangerous. The blood pressure goes up and you have no medication, you can get a stroke. Got to take your medication, folks. If you're going to decide to come off of it, you got to see your doctor. Your doctor will give you the permission to do so. So, I'm not a medical advisor. I'm just